Hey Yugi nerds, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Today we're talking about a new deck. It is gonna be my Deskbot deck, which no one in our group understands except me for some reason, even though it's pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna start off just going in order of the cards. The first thing I run 3 Deskbot 001s. They're nice, they're tuners, they're level 1, so no sacrifice, anything. Their normal attack and defense is 500. But they gain 500 for each machine monster on the field. So they're really nice to build up and become super strong. And yeah, that's just simple Deskbot 001. Next is probably, I'd say, the second best monster in the deck, which is Deskbot 002. Whenever it's special summoned, you can add a Deskbot monster or Deskbot card from your deck to your hand. So it's really nice for getting any Deskbot monster, Deskbot spell into your hand, and just great full use for that. It also adds 500 attack and defense for each to each other Deskbot monster on the field. So that's really nice to just help strengthen your monsters. And again, it's just low level, but as you'll see, they'll all build up based on their 00 status. So next up is by far the best Deskbot card in the deck, and that is Deskbot 003. Whenever he is normal summoned, I know most people are special summoned, but whenever he's normal summoned, you get to special summon any Deskbot monster from your deck to your field, whatever position you want. It's really nice. He has another effect which can be activated whenever you want on your turn or on someone else's turn, and you get to target one Deskbot monster on your field. It gains 500 attack and defense for each Deskbot card on your field. Not monster, card. So it's really nice for when you have a full field, your Pendulum zones, and a field spell that are all Deskbot. And that's like 5 times, 8? That's pretty good.
Stop that.
Next up is, I used him a lot when I drew him, but I don't really use him during big duels because it's difficult. But I run 3 Deskbot 004s. He's really nice for when you just want to put stuff in the graveyard, because whenever he's attacking a monster, you can send a Deskbot monster from your deck to your graveyard, and he gains 500 attack for the monster that is sent to for the level of the monster sent to the graveyard. So it's really nice for when your opponent has like a 3,000, 4,000 beater, you just send out like a level 8, level 9 monster, and it just beats over it. One downside, though, is that he doesn't deal damage to your opponent if he's attacking a monster. If he's just attacking your opponent, it'll only stay at 500, and they'll take 500. But if they're attacking a monster, you don't really do any damage. It's just sending stuff to the graveyard.
So it's basically just a free Foolish Burial for
pretty much
Deskbots.
as long as you get to send, as long as you attack a monster, it's pretty much a Foolish Burial.
That's crazy.
And it's activated whenever you attack, or I'm pretty sure whenever someone attacks him, so it's pretty nice. Next up is the first of the 4 Pendulum monsters in the deck, and all of the Deskbot monsters are going to be 3 of. Just because it's good for other effects, just sending stuff to the graveyard, they're useful. So he's kind of weird. Actually, I'm going to pull out Deskbot 006 to go along with it, since their effects kind of correlate. Both of them, as you can see, are 1 through 10, so you can Pendulum summon pretty much all of them except for 001. That's all right. Their Pendulum effect, you can only Pendulum Deskbot monsters, so you can't really be using any other type of deck, which is fine. Whatever. However, if they are destroyed, whether they're monsters or in the Pendulum zone, you get to special summon a monster from your graveyard, if I remember correctly. And one of them does that. The other, I think, adds to hand. I can't really remember. It's been a long time since I've dueled. I've been at college for months, so I don't remember their effects completely. But one of them will special summon a monster, and one can add a Deskbot card to your hand. Also, when they are special summoned, I think 005, he changes the battle position of one of your opponent's monsters, whereas Deskbot 006 can destroy one of your opponent's back row.
Now, does that target, do you know? Or?
It targets, yeah.
Okay.
So it's useful if they don't really have anything to go against targeting. But if they are going to be able to, like, negate any targets or anything, it's kind of meh. But it's alright. I don't really use that effect since I usually put them in the pendulum zones.
Right.
But yeah. So that's 006 and 005. Next up are the next two pendulum monsters, 007 and 008. They're interesting. I don't really put them in the pendulum zones if I don't have to, because their monster effects are much better. But again, same pendulum numbers as 006 and 007. Same effect, so only Deskbot monsters can be pendulum summoned. Their monster effects are much better. 007, if you have him on your field, your opponent can only target 007. And he also does piercing, so that's really nice if your opponent has like any defense monsters on the field, so that's really nice. 008, she only spells and effects can target her. So if you have two on the field, it's kind of a lock. Same with his 007's effect. So it's really cool to lock in people from targeting you for anything.
Fun and interactive.
They also gain 5...
No, not fun.
Oh,
Not
sorry.
fun.
Not fun. Not fun. I don't know the opposite.
Terrifying. They also gain... Both of these guys gain 500 attack and defense for each Deskbot monster in your graveyard. So that's a really good use if you have 004. One thing I forgot, 006 and 005, they gain 500 for each face-up pendulum monster on your extra deck. So that's meh, but that's why I just try to keep them in the pendulum zone, because their effects aren't as good as the others in my opinion.
Right.
But again, run 3 of these. Try to get these out on the field as soon as possible, because they're pretty good with that. But yeah. Next up is kind of like their leader. It's Deskbot 009. He has an interesting effect. He's kind of hard to get out, in my opinion, because his effect doesn't really make up for it. But if you have 008, 009 if you have 007 and 008 on the field, his effect is really good. But what he can do is he can make it so only he will attack, but he gains the attack of all the other Deskbot monsters on the field.
And that's current attack, so that's including like all the attack gain too.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a large...
And if you get to add Deskbot 003's effect to it, it can be really huge. So yeah, those are the majority of the monsters. I also run a Speedroid Menko. It's just really great if you can't summon anything yet. Turns all of your opponent's monsters into defense position. And kind of for the meme and just machines, I run Cyber Dragon. So perfect if you draw him and you can't summon anything yet, so just special summon him. And yeah, I'll get into more of the perks about Cyber Dragon when I get into my extra deck. So those are all the monsters, most of the deck's monster. With Cyber Dragon, if I've already used his Contact Fusion effect, I run Overload Fusion, just really nice. I also run 3 swords, just defense until I can build up my field. Now, the best spell card for any Deskbot deck is Deskbot Base. It adds 500 attack and defense to every Deskbot monster on the field. Also, you can reveal any Deskbot monsters or cards in your hand, send them back into your deck, shuffle, draw the same number of cards you revealed.
Oh, so it's basically just Magical Mallet.
Yes.
Wow.
And there's a third effect. One that everyone is afraid of for some reason. I have to banish 9 Deskbot cards from my graveyard or on the field. It shuffles my opponent's field, graveyard, and hand back into their deck, leaving them with 0 cards in hand and nothing on the field.
That's a little stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid, but it's really hard to get out because most of the time the duel is going to be over by the time that I get 9 Deskbot monsters or Deskbot cards in the graveyard. But Deskbot Base is a really good card to have, especially for Deskbots.
Right.
Next are some more defense, because that's all the back row is going to do for this. And that is 3 Scrap Iron Scarecrows.
Legendary.
I run them because you don't really need to clear your opponent's monster with like a Mirror Force or Storming or anything like that. you're just trying to stop them from attacking you. Because most often, you're going to have some way to defend your monsters by monsters' effects.
Right.
But they're just great just to solve for time, get your field all set. And then next are my last 2 traps. I have Magical Cylinder, just for more defense, and then Solemn for if they are summoning a really bad guy, and I'm like, I don't want him on the field.
Right,
Bye.
right.
So yeah, that's the main deck of Deskbots. Yeah, and then time for the extra deck. I have 2. I used to have run 3, but they're just stupid to run 3. But I have 3 Deskbot Jets. They have to be just Deskbot monsters.
Right.
Similar effects as the Deskbot base, but they're kind of stupid. Like, they aren't strong. They don't really gain any attack or defense. They're just like they're just support cards. So
right.
It's like I don't really summon them because all the monsters can make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also run 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. Just if I don't quite have the monster support that I need, I can just synchro him out, and just great to beat over stuff. And then I run a Chimera Overtech Dragon for the I'm blanking on the card name. But just for Cyber Dragon support, for Overload Fusion, I can use him, banish all my machines from my graveyard. He gets really strong. And in addition, I have Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, and then I have Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. Just great monsters to have, to support, and just mess up my opponent's field if they have machines or whatever.
Cool.
So that is my Deskbot deck. Leave in reviews what you think.
Is there anything that you would want to change with this currently, or is it just...
Honestly, this deck is really good just for casual duels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not really gonna go to any like national or regional or just local duels with this because I don't really care about those. I care more about just casual, friendly duels. So as it is right now, I think it's fine. But if I was really gonna go an actual duel of people, I'll probably put in some more like Link Monster support or stuff like that.
Right.
But if you have any comments, any questions, anything that you think I should change or why I run it as I do, just leave a comment. And yeah, I'll get back to you.
Cool. Well, thank you, Saltzman, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.